Total War Warhammer 3 is delayed. Today, the Creative Assembly released this statement. Total War Warhammer 3 will now release in early 2022. We know this is disappointing, but the extra time means we can accomplish more than we could if we rushed to release this year. We won't be staying quiet, however. Join us tomorrow for the global reveal of Grand Cathay. This was accompanied by a letter from the Chief Product Officer, which said,
"You're not going to read that bloated PR crap, are you? They haven't earned your patience or trust as a consumer. You should be annoyed instead."
"Oh, hey, Groucho, I didn't know you were here."
"You keep me locked in a box in the garage. Where else would I be?"
Well, I was just about to say that Warhammer 3's delay is a good thing. More time means a better game.
Thrones and Three Kingdoms were delayed. Look how both those turned out.
That's not really fair.
Warhammer 2 came out 18 months after Warhammer 1. The fantasy team has had 5 years to work on this game.
Yeah, but they didn't have to deal with COVID-19, and a delay means less crunch. And that's always a good thing for the employees. And obviously, the scope of Game 3 is so much larger.
We're 2 months before release. You're telling me they just now noticed the problem?
The November release date was always just a rumor.
That doesn't make it wrong. We've been hearing rumors about a delay for weeks now.
You know how I feel about rumors. They're like chewing with your mouth open.
That didn't stop you last night when...
I'm gonna stop you right there.
So you're not gonna talk about the other half of the delay rumor?
Games Workshop has a lot of lawyers, and everyone keeps saying to me that I'm on thin ice after my Troy review and, the Warhammer preview and the stuff with
You're about as dangerous as baby Insanity Wolf.
Using outdated memes for comedy. Classy.
Just admit this is all Games Workshop's fault and give the people what they want.
You can't prove that. He cannot prove that.
We heard it from multiple people. Games Workshop wants Warhammer 3 to release alongside the Old World. Kislev and Cathay use the same designs, and they don't want CA stealing their thunder. Old World was supposed to release in November, but it got pushed back to March. CA was told to delay the game to March, or else.
The Creative Assembly is the largest game developer in the UK. They don't just get pushed around by some board game company.
Games Workshop has them by the nuts. They keep meddling with CA and Sega, tying up DLC and lore choices in red tape and slowing development times to a crawl, requiring every decision to be triple approved before anyone can do anything. And don't forget the scramble during Warhammer Plus. We never even got a straight answer if this channel was technically a copyright violation or not. Rumor is, they even threatened to remove mod support from Warhammer 3 if certain conditions weren't met.
That also was just a rumor.
So was the game's delay. And yet, here we are.
Look, delays happen. You don't need a conspiracy theory to explain them.
Delayed to an unspecified date in early 2022 that just so happens to coincide with the Old World's release date? What a coincidence. The real problem is CA already shit-canned Three Kingdoms, nixed all their Warhammer 2 DLC, and haven't announced anything else to look forward to. This content drought is their fault, and they want you to forget it. Expect nothing but drip-fed blog posts and a Troy DLC until next year. Merry Christmas, content creators.
Now that you mention it, Legend of Total War is playing Skyrim now.
He's a stealth archer, or I'll eat my felt.
But at least we're seeing a Grand Cathay preview tomorrow.
You mean the attempt to back-end bad news and mitigate bad PR by changing the conversation?
You just can't be happy.
I'm not the one whose livelihood depends on shoveling this, ya shill.
Dude.
I just feel bad for the employees. Neckbeards descending on the forums to fillet them for delaying the game or scream themselves hoarse in impotent rage. You think it's a coincidence that both Grace and James from the marketing team left before this was announced? At least we have that mad lad Dogbird around to tell us the truth on what actually happened here. Maybe he'll let it slip during another live broadcast.
Yeah, he doesn't actually work there anymore.
Well, what about the guy with the fun suits and the funny accent?
They forced him to announce Three Kingdoms 2.
Oh, man. Jeez. Wow.
Yeah, the entire Asian market threatened to boil his ascot and feed it to him. Fans make the game industry very tough to work in, actually.
Fans? Fans don't negotiate budgets. Fans don't dictate release schedules or marketing. Management does. The same ones who will never read the comments made about their choices. Servants of the bottom line. The same ones who sold Troy as an Epic exclusive. I mean, did you know that CA is Sega's only profitable division? The need to pump that cash cow has bloated the company to 800 employees, forced them to annualize their releases, and even turn to a game-as-a-service model just to survive. It's all in Sega's investor reports.
You make them sound like they're EA or something.
Oh, you mean the new head of operations from EA? Maybe if CA didn't have a reputation where the only way for employees to advance is to leave the company, they could actually ship a game on time.
They could be using this extra time to implement 4-player co-op or new mod tools or even upgrading the old unit models.
Who knows? 10 years ago, hell, even 5 years ago, I'd have expected silence. But now, the larger community of a game is just as important to its reputation as the success of a game itself. I mean, hype drives sales. Sony and Microsoft announce games years in advance just so communities can discuss the game and shape its final look with their expectations. Nobody outside CA even knows what's happening next month, let alone next year.
But we do know the game is delayed.
I mean, at least they're not Activision, am I right? Yeah, that's not a fun joke. That's just a sad situation. But I mean, at least games are always better after a delay, right? I mean, just look what happened with Cyberpunk.
I really hate you.
Enjoy your hype, dickweeds.
Right, so Warhammer 3 is delayed to another unannounced date in 2022. Thanks for watching, and I don't know, I guess subscribe for when news actually does come out again. Seriously though, if you find yourself getting upset about Warhammer 3's delay, remember it's just a game, and more importantly, that everyone who is involved in making it is an actual person. Like, they all have feelings and emotions and have worked for years to make this game, and are even more gutted about the game's delay than you are. I've yet to meet someone at this company that isn't just extraordinarily nice, so cut the peons a bit of a break on this one. It ain't their fault.